Hi and welcome to my very awkward intro. My name is Susan/Bambi and this is Bambi's Rambles. How are we, friends? Are we good? That's good. And if you're not okay, that's okay too. In today's video we are going to be talking about autism. As you guys very well know, I was unofficially diagnosed with autism approximately 8 months ago, and I have recently had my official diagnosis, and I thought that it would only be right to come back and add another layer of what it has been like for me. The last time that we had a really big discussion about it, I was very emotional. I seemed very negative, very I don't know, like this ableism, and then like internal ableism, and then like all these like weird emotions were happening. And I wanted to like show you guys that whilst there has been some doom and gloom in my life since the diagnosis, I've had a lot of issues with regret, a lot of issues with anger, being very upset at people for leaving me, you know, leaving me to fall through the cracks and all those sorts of things, and that's been really difficult. And the other thing that's been difficult is the idea that I kind of have to take myself really far back and start thinking and feeling and examining all these things that I have missed out on or haven't understood and how to help me. But that's very daunting when you are a mother of three. You know, I never wanted to be healing myself or helping myself or, you know, those sorts of things whilst I was parenting, because I felt like I wanted to have everything out of the way so that none of my trauma would be passed on through my parenting towards my children. And that's been really hard too, because it's like it is good that I take care of myself now, because my kids deserve to have their mum be 100% and stuff. And I also need to kind of process it and learn and grow and all those sorts of things as an autistic woman. But at the same time, I kind of have to accept that very, very quickly and understand it very, very quickly because of the traits, autistic traits of my children. You know what I mean? Like, I want to understand it for myself, but I also want to understand it so I can be the best mum possible. Like, it's just, there's so many layers of it. But at the same time, finding out that I was autistic in the way that I did was very shocking. And it wasn't the way that a lot of people do find out that they are autistic, is they go down the road themselves and they find that. Myself, it was thrown on me. And I think that is what shook me. And sorry guys, my camera died. My hair is a mess. Everything is a mess. Like, I have, my eyebrows are a mess. Everything is a mess because the kids have been home with chickenpox, and so they're finally back at school today. So I was like, you know what? I have been keeping on top of the house. I have been keeping on top of the kids. I have done everything I need to do. So I just want to sit down and just talk like to my YouTube family, you know what I mean? Like, and I'll get into like later on why I've like kind of stopped posting as much. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot that I'm can you hear my dog? Just there, my baby girl. She went missing last week and she was gone overnight, and it was absolutely devastating. So she'd ended up, one of the kids had left the door open and she ended up out the front, and so she ended up like just wandering away, and she's a house dog, she's always with us, and she ended up wandering away. We couldn't find her. She ended up in a house that was being built, but she wouldn't come out of the house because she was so scared. So someone on Facebook, we're not on Facebook, but someone on Facebook, and then our neighbor saw her, and then yeah, then she came back, and we've been like locking doors ever since. That was like the worst 24 hours. Ask Melissa or Marissa, they'll tell you like that was just horrible time for me. But anyway, like I just feel like I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about some things, because like things have been rough. Because like I don't know like like this video is not going to make any sense whatsoever, and that's because I've had my medication and I'm a little slow moving, and that's why I haven't posted videos, because I'm like, are people going to notice that I'm a little bit slower, a little bit more mellow, and like kind of judge me for it, like if I don't make sense to it. I'm like very self-conscious currently about how I speak and how I present like on camera, but yeah, like it's been very, very eye-opening learning about sensory issues, learning that I have a lot of sensory issues, a lot, and it's why my life is so difficult, I think, is the fact that I don't know how to manage them. I don't know what my triggers are. I don't know how to learn any of that. I was trying this reverse, because they call it a sensory diet, right? And it's things to add into your regime, your routine to be on that. But for me, I was doing the opposite, which was cutting out a lot of my sensory to see what my big triggers are, and like trying to figure out where that meltdown point was coming, or that overload point was coming, where it was like, okay, the day has to stop, like I have to go to bed. And I'm like trying to learn that. But at the same time, as people will know, when you're a parent, you can't turn around and say, okay, it's 6 p.m, I've had enough of everything, my brain is like switching off, I need to go. Like, you can't do that. And I know it sounds like, you know, the most simplest thing in the world, but it's like I have to try and manage that now. So when my kids are at school, or like there's a day where, because you know Jose's back at, like he's at uni doing the barbering, and he got a job as a barber, so now, and he plays soccer, and he's coaching Devante's soccer team because Devante's about to play soccer. Like there's just like so much there, so much, but I have to like figure out what I can and can't go to. What I, like his indoor soccer, I can't go to because the center is very, very confined, and the balls everywhere on the walls, and the screaming kids, and it's hot, and it's just too much. I can't go. But now that he's going to be playing outdoor, I can go, because I can manage to go to an outdoor soccer pitch. Do you know what I mean? But I have to try and figure out all this stuff. Like today, you know, I did the washing early this morning. The kids are all at school. Jose's at school, and it's me at home, and I can say to myself, okay, I'm gonna film this video, the washing's done, the house is clean, go have a cigarette, go lie down, have a nap, so that when my family comes home later on, I'm 100% again. So it's like juggling everything. Like it's so I'm trying to figure out how to do it all. Because like that's my biggest issue, is I want to be able to do it all. I do. Like I want to be the best mom possible, and if that means that I have not waxed my eyebrows and my nails are half painted by my daughter, like, okay, I have to do what's best for them. But I know that with, you know, being autistic and things like that, like I have to realize there is a reason why I'm tired. There is a reason why, you know, I have the meltdowns that I have when I'm extremely burnt out. There's a reason why I have to look after myself. And that it's because I have a disability, and I have to acknowledge that, and I have to stop with the internal ableism that I do have. I do have that. I know that, you know, you can't call me out for it because I'm admitting it. you know, and it's like, oh, I can't be autistic because I can do this. Well, no, Susan, doesn't matter, because it's a spectrum, and, you know, no two autistic people are the same. You know what I mean? Like, I have to really like push myself through that and get that and know that. But being able to say like I have to wear my slippers in public because it makes me as comfortable as possible. Like, I have to just be like, okay, that's me. I have to just acknowledge that without having all these society, you know, judgmental things on me. Like, there's just so much that, like, I could sit here all day with you guys, and as I said, it's going to be unedited and it's going to be rare. Like, I'm not going to do this all the time on this channel because I don't know why. But I'm not. But yeah, like, so I'm waiting for the report to come through. He's like, you're 110% autistic. He's like, I can see it. He's, you know, he said I might have ADHD. That I will come to that. I will get to that. So we're dealing with the PTSD, agoraphobia, and finding out that I'm autistic. Like let's just take one step at a time and we'll fucking get there. But yeah, like, things have just been, I don't know how to explain it. One day it's like it's the best thing in the world. I understand myself. I'm happy. I can play with my hair. The freedom of it. The freedom of it. And the fact that I want to scream it from the rooftops because I'm so proud, you know. But then I have those other days where I'm like, why didn't my parents care enough to find out what was wrong with me? Why did everyone, like, write me off for so many years? And looking back on situations where I was, you know, placed in certain positions that I would deem now were abusive situations, uncomfortable situations, dangerous situations, unforgivable situations, because I was so naive and I didn't know I was so naive. Like, it's really twisted. It's really twisted. And the roller coaster you go on. And that's the thing. I kind of want to come to the internet and be honest, because a lot of people online talk about how great it is to get the diagnosis, how all these things. But just remember that, yeah, it's fucking hard. It's hard and it hurts. Like, it hurts in here really fucking hard. Like, it's painful. Especially when you factor in that autistic women are very, very sensitive, emotionally sensitive. You know, we're very empathetic. We're very sensitive. We're very emotional. So this process here of learning about yourself and learning how many signs you had as a child and no one heard you, no one helped you, no one healed you. Just know that pain there is normal. Like, that's okay. Like, it's okay to feel that way, because I feel that way. And I've spoken to some organizations that I have here in Australia. They have phone chats and text chats and things like that, and they said that, look, this is a very normal response. Falling through the cracks, however many years it was, is very, very difficult. I'll give you an example of something that I had to process that was very, very difficult. When I was pregnant with my first son, Devante, I was obviously diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, and I was on psychotics, antipsychotic medications. And I was put into a program called, I think it's the Mum and Bubs or some shit like that. And that was a outpatient program for psychotic women. And in that program, I had to take a certain amount of medications. I had to go to therapy twice a week. I had to go, and when my son was born, When my son was born, I had to stay in the hospital for 6 days in my own room to ensure bonding and safety of my child. Yeah. So an autistic woman who is undiagnosed, that if I was autistic, maybe they would have treated me a little different. Maybe I would have had a better bonding time with my son. Maybe a lot of things would have been different. I would have been able to, yeah, that's as much as I'll go into. But that there is a reason to be upset, and I understand that reason. So if you are someone that has been misdiagnosed and is just finding out now that you are autistic, please know that it is normal to have a spectrum, excuse the pun, of emotions and thoughts and feelings around this. As I said, I've spoken to professionals about this, and they said that it is very, very normal. So I don't know, someone point me in the direction where other people have said this, because I find it very rare to see online, is that negative burning truth that comes with being diagnosed. Because I don't want everyone to think that it's just sunshine and roses and it's all these great things, because whilst it is a very, very amazing thing, and I'm so thankful that I found out at the age of 29, I'm going to be 30 next month, I'm thankful. Please know that all these negative concerns, feelings that I had and have mentioned throughout this video, it's normal. It's normal. It's normal. And I honestly, tomorrow I could wake up and be as proud as a pig in shit that I'm fucking autistic. But 2 days from now, it might hit me differently and be like, it's really upsetting that I can't go to certain events for my kids. Like, that really hurts, you know. And you know, some people might say, I'll push through it, and push through it. It leads to burnout. It leads to uncontrollable meltdowns. It leads to sleepless nights. It leads to a lot of things when you hit that point. So it might seem selfish, but it makes me a better mum, because I'm able to cook for them and clean for them and read to them and be with them in the best way that I can. I have to acknowledge that there are certain times and places and things that I may miss out on. And that hurts. I thought that my mental health would be healed and I would be able to do certain things like that. But I have to come to the understanding that those things aren't necessarily in the cards for me. But as I said, if I miss out on indoor soccer for Devante, at least now that he's playing outdoor soccer, I can be there. That's important to me, you know. When my daughter does what she needs to do, I will make sure I'm there for her. And in that case, down the road, I can change and rearrange my life so I can do that. It's just a lot of layers, guys. There's a lot of layers. And I just wanted to give you guys the update on all of that. I don't know if that helps or hinders anybody whatsoever. But yeah, keep an eye out on our daughters. Keep an eye out. I know that you are all fantastic parents. If you are parents, fantastic parents. Keep an eye out. You know, find out more about autism in females. It's very, very different to autism in males. Just have a look, you know. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I will keep these very rare on my channel, but I do have a TikTok and I do have an Instagram. Instagram is probably where a lot of the personal stuff will be going. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, send a pigeon, keep the same energy, and look out for our daughters. Mwah! Love you.